So this happened, and now I'm questioning everything, all my photographic choices in the past 10 years. So last week, I got myself a gimbal. It's a Crane M2-S. It's the second cheapest gimbal that the company makes, and the company name is Zhiyun. I have no idea how to pronounce that. There's 1,000 people on YouTube that talk about these gimbals, and 1,000 people pronounce it differently. Okay, I'm exaggerating again. Maybe it's 100 people. So I was out taking pictures of blueberry fields for my office, and I noticed that what I had was just not cutting it anymore. I usually film moving shots with my Osmo Pocket, which I talked on this channel before. If you don't know what an Osmo Pocket is, it's a little tiny camera that comes straight from a drone. And there's a sensor in there. It's not very big. I think it's a 1-inch sensor. I don't know how it can be a 1-inch sensor if the camera is so small. Anyway, I'm going to look this up and write it down below. But this is a great camera. It does some really great footage. I've taken it on travels and it's amazing quality. But it's not that much better than a cell phone video. Meaning the blurred out background, the stuff that you're seeing in the back that's all like blurry, that's what you want in a high quality production. I don't know, some shots require that everything is in focus from front to back. But when you want just some B-roll shots, you want a nice creamy bouquet in the background. You want it to look cinematic. So you need a larger aperture. You need a bigger sensor. I'm filming this right now with my Fuji X100V. It's a tiny little rangefinder camera that has a fixed lens. I cannot change the lenses. It's a 23 millimeters. But because I have a little bit of a space issue here, I'm sitting at my desk and there's not much room. There's like a meter. That's it. I have to put a wider angle on it. So I bought a converter lens that I screwed on top of that fixed lens. It's not a lens. It's like a filter, and it makes it a little bit wider. It's a great camera to take really cinematic footage, much better than this one, but it doesn't have any stabilization in it whatsoever. So I'm going to turn this on right now. And the engine, there's 3 engines in there. They're keeping this lens stable so it doesn't shake. But there is no possibility of bokeh. It's just all sharp from the top to the bottom, and that's not what I wanted. I was looking for more cinematic, high-value production footage that I can use for work or I can use for my YouTube channel. The only thing I could have done was getting a gimbal, and so I bought one. Now, a gimbal is basically that same thing. It has 3 engines. It's just like, let's open that up here quick. I'm still a newbie on this, okay? I don't know what I'm doing. So you put your camera here. There's a light here. And then as you move the camera, the motors in there stabilize the movement, and what you get is very smooth images. The reason I chose this one here, actually, this is not just a tripod. It's not very big, and it only weighs about 549 grams, which is kind of a little bit more than a pound. And then you put the camera on top, that's another pound. So I'm having 1 kilo in my hand, and it's a nice beefy grip. It's not a problem. I can hold this for a long time. Although I have 0 upper body strength. Wait, not 0. The rope in gym class, in school, that was a nightmare. Like, I wouldn't even be able to go up 1 foot. I said, give me an F right now. I can't do it. Seriously. Who invented that? The children were supposed to climb up a rope. I mean, it's a useful skill to have. If you can do it, all power to you, but I'm just useless. Upper body strength, I don't have it. That's why I ended up with a small camera like the Fuji X100V. So the biggest drawback right now that I'm facing with this gimbal is that I cannot trigger the shutter. So do you see here, there's actually a built-in shutter button. And I could connect the camera here, but it doesn't work. So in order for me to film with this, I now have to reach up and turn on the depress the shutter button, which means the whole thing jerks around. I can't stop flawlessly. Like, you hitting it and it's not working properly. If you have a gimbal like this one, you want to be able to start filming with the push of the button without having to reach around and push somewhere else. So I'm working on building myself a contraption with a remote shutter that I'm going to attach to the camera, and I will report about this. But so far, this is the biggest drawback that I found. The other drawback that I found is when you're going out in public with this, nobody even notices you're there. This is even smaller than... You're filming like this, everybody sees you. You're filming like this, they don't even know you're filming. You're literally walking by and nobody sees a thing. But again, quality of image is not the same. But if you're coming around... I was at a football game yesterday, and a football game, what is it, 2 hours long? It took me about an hour and a half until I was finally comfortable enough in the crowd to pull out this contraption and put my camera on it and start filming a wee little bit. But even then, I filmed like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and that was it. That was the end of it. I just didn't feel comfortable at all. That is two things that I'm dealing with right now. The unwieldiness of even a small, tiny gimbal like this. And me being in public filming. I have a hard enough time taking a picture. The third drawback is, how do you put this in a small camera bag? Okay, let's put this on there. So I had to get myself another bag because I don't have enough already where I can put this underneath. I'm gonna strap that under the bag, and I'm gonna have the camera stuff sitting on top. So when I need it, I just loosen it and use it, and I put it back. Because I can't. Backpacks, they're a great idea. But when you're walking around with your husband, he doesn't have time for you to sit down the backpack, rummaging in your bag, finding the right tool, putting the tool on. You have to have like a sling where you can work on while you're walking, pulling out the stuff. That's my life, people. That's my life. Now, here's the dilemma. My camera is not appropriate for this kind of filming, and the manufacturers that make the gimbals, they agree. It's not designed for that. It's not conceived for that. We're going to focus on the actual video cameras. That means I would have to rethink and possibly switch to another company that makes cameras that are compatible with these gimbals. And I'm looking at you, Sony. Sony is a great company. They make great cameras, they make great lenses, and everybody and their dog has a Sony camera. I don't know. I just didn't feel like I wanted to buy a camera from that company. And then the bodies all look awful. There's not one pretty looking Sony camera out there. They look industrial. They look all ergonomically wrong to me. I just can't wrap my head around a Sony camera. But I see all these YouTubers using nothing but Sony. And the clips look great. So why do I care what the camera looks like if the results that the camera produces are great? That's the dilemma I'm facing right now. Should I just throw all my Fuji stuff overboard just because I want something that works with this gimbal? My head's hurting just thinking about that. My history with Fuji is well over 10 years. And I have this gimbal for 3 days and I'm already questioning all my life choices. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that, yes, Mama bought a new toy and I'm going to give this a try. And maybe, if it works, you get a few nice shots in between of beautiful scenery or leaves or flowers, grass, bushes, you name it, just to brighten up your day when you watch my videos. Who knows? Or maybe it's just going to be all a shaky mess and I'm going to put it in the bottom of the drawer and I'm never going to speak of it again. We shall see. Stay tuned and I will let you know how it goes. Oh, yeah, you're going to see the results, aren't you? Anyway, that was just a quick update. New toy, new challenges. I'm gonna do this, man. I'm gonna gimbal the shit out of that and see what happens. So thanks for watching and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye.